Hi guys, so today I came to see my grinder and I noticed that it doesn't really work. So when I plug it and I put it on, nothing happens. So let's figure out what happened to the machine. This is a Bosch. I bought it for about $80. So what we will do is we will first check the cheapest part to the most expensive part in the machine to see what is going wrong. Alright, so let's be safe. The first thing we need to do is to remove it from the power supply and to remove the blade with the tool that came with it. Alright, so you'll need your star screwdriver, and there is 3 screws at the bottom of the machine. So we'll remove all of them. Make sure to put them in a safe place so that you do not lose them. Alright, so this kind of machine has a special flap over here. So all you need to do to remove the flap is just to put your screwdriver in and to pop it out. Okay, so now that all the screws are out and the flap is out, you can just slowly pull this part out. Okay. Alright guys, so now that we removed everything, we need to put it back to the power supply to verify if the power goes into the grinder. You have to be very careful about this. Yeah. So I'm going to use this tool. It's a fast meter. So basically I will touch this part where the black wire is, the ground, and if the light lights up, it means that power goes through my grinder. So, okay, as I can see, the light is on. So the power works. Let's go on to the next test. Make sure to unplug your machine. We're going to verify the carbon brush. The carbon brush is right here. There is a spring there pushing the carbon in. To pull it out, I just took a small copper wire and bend it so that I'm able to pull it out. So it's just something like this. And then okay, so I put the spring on the right side, and now I will pull the carbon out slowly. Looks like this. And slowly pull it out. As we can see, it's pretty worn out, so it's very possible that this is the issue. Alright, so I went to the dealer and I bought the part for $12 Canadian. This is how it should look like, and this is how mine is looking. As you can see, mine was pretty much worn out. So now we're going to install this carbon piece and see if my machine works. Alright, so take the new piece of carbon and put it into the slot. Afterwards, with your flat screwdriver, bring the spring back in it, and it should go into position right there in the slot. And finally, take this small wire and connect it back to this piece of metal. Remember that there's 2 sides, so you have to do it for both sides. So now I'm on the other side of the machine, and I'm going to do the same thing. Pull it out. I can see the carbon is really worn out, and I'm going to install again the new piece, which is right here. So I put it in the slot, and then with the flat screwdriver I'll put the spring back on it. It's gonna pop right back into this slot. Finally, I'll take this piece and connect it back to the middle here. Alright, so both parts were replaced. Now, since we opened everything, I will do a small tune-up of my machine. So I'm going to take out these 4 screws. So I'm going to take out the upper part of my machine, and here I'll mark a black line so that when I re-put it, I will know how to place it back correctly. Okay, so I removed my 4 screws. I need now to remove the top part, just wobble it out. As you can see, it came out. So for this step, you need to take the carbons out first. But what you'll do is on the top side, you'll wobble it out and then you'll be able to remove the whole chuck. And what we will do is we will clean it all. First, I'll take a small rag and just clean the whole thing to remove any dirt. And with sandpaper, I'm going to scrub around this part on this part of copper. That is where the carbon is touching. Alright, so after sanding here, I'm going to remove this small piece of rubber. And so this is the bearing. I'm going to clean it a bit and also add some grease to it. So after putting the grease on the bearing, we're going to clean a bit the inside here to remove any dust or dirt that was left inside, just like this. And also at the same time, right here is the starter. So if ever you have an issue with it, it's located here. We're going to just clean it slowly. Right, now we're ready to assemble everything back together. Just remember the line that you put at the beginning and check it with this part here. My line is here. So we're going to align everything so that it fits properly. Okay. Alright. Now just push it back in and make sure that it's aligned. The gearbox, the head of the machine. Inside I will just add a bit of grease in it. So I'll take a bit of grease inside just to lubricate everything properly. And now that it's well lubricated, I'm just going to assemble everything together again. And the tune-up is done. I'm going to screw everything back in. So we're going to start with the 4 on top and then the 3 on the bottom. Remember also to put your carbons back in just to make sure that they're placed properly. Alright, so the top is done. Now we're going to start with the bottom. We're going to do the bottom. Alright, we're going to screw the bottom first. Okay. Now that the bottom is done, we need to put the 2 other screws on the sides. You need to put the cover first. Put it this way. And screw it in. Alright, so now everything is assembled back together. This is the moment of shoot. Let's check it out. Let's check if it works. So plug it back and let's check it out. As we can see, the machine works. So this was a very easy fix. It cost $12 to replace that carbon brush piece directly from the retailer, from Bosch. So you can do it at home. It's really easy instead of buying yourself a new machine. Thank you.